figure that out at some point, Jay. I will. I promise. Welcome to the show, everybody. The Destroy Cast with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen.
How are you, my friend?
Mike, it's time for you to talk. When that music goes, you talk.
I'm sitting here with the headphones in my lap, just like, yeah, what am I going to do today? I don't know. And Jay's like, yeah, you want to talk, dick face? Oh, yeah, now it's my turn. Sorry about that. Oh, God, we'll get it. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Exciting day for us, Jay.
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah, David Koechner is coming up. I don't know. We'll talk to him maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. Great comedian. I know people are probably going, who the fuck is David Koechner?
Oh, you know him.
Oh, you
He's
sure
one
do.
of those guys. You definitely know him.
Champ Kind from Anchorman. He's the one with the cowboy hat, right?
Right.
Is he the sports guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then most notably lately would probably be The Office, right?
Todd Packer.
Todd Packer. What a great character.
Splendid.
When did they introduce that character? Because that was later in the series.
No, I think it was right away because he mirrored Chris Finch from the UK version. And you know, they really did closely mirror the UK version for the first season or so.
Really? I thought he was, you know, like you heard Michael Scott talk about Todd Packer, but we didn't get introduced to him till later. I could be totally wrong, but he's just an obnoxious asswipe, you know, like Michael Scott's best friend, but he's just a douche.
He played a smallish role on the show, but people will remember him. He appeared throughout. I think even toward the very end, maybe not the last season, but maybe second to last season-ish. He'd just kind of come in and out of the office every now and then because he was a traveling salesman.
Right, and he's just boorish and uncouth and so not PC. Just the perfect like mirror image for Michael Scott to look up to. Like, oh yeah, but you know, I was watching some clips and he's like, oh, this one time Packer and I, man, we met these girls at the bar. That was great. Twins. Told them Packer tells them we're brothers and stuff. And God, end up going back to my place. One thing leads to another, and Packer nailed them both.
And Michael Scott sees this as a cool thing.
Yeah,
He's like,
cool thing.
He's tagging along with his boy.
I remember too. The other one I really liked. One of his lines was, or Michael was talking about Packer. But he's like, one time as a prank, Todd Packer nailed every chick in the office. Like as a prank.
As a prank. I love it too. Of course, he's got the douchey like Corvette Trans Am sports car out in the parking lot, and they go walking out there, and his license plate is WL hung, well hung.
Right.
And who's the guy that's
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's walking out and he's going to drive and he's like, "Oh, you like William Hung?"
Packer has DUI situations, even though he's a traveling salesman.
Yeah, he's got too many DUIs. He says, "Oh, I didn't know you liked William Hung."
William Hung.
Oh, WL Hung.
From American Idol, William Hung.
Yeah, she bangs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he's like, why does everyone keep asking me? Who is this guy? He doesn't get it at all.
But Koechner, man, if you're ever playing 6 Degrees of Separation with Kevin Bacon or whatever that game is, he's one to have in your back pocket because that dude, he's connected to an unbelievable Second City lineup.
Mm-hmm.
He was on SNL for a year with a ton of guys. Yeah. Obviously, Anchorman, like you say, The Office.
Talladega Nights. Yeah. You know, you look at the list of credits.
He has worked with and collaborated with a ton of people.
Yeah. So he's playing Ridley's this weekend. He's got a show Thursday night, one show, and then 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. If you want to go out there, comedycastle.com, you can get tickets or just call him at 248-542-9900. And so look forward to talking to him in just a little bit here. Should be good.
Indeed. Hey, before we get much further, Mike, as the original and longest running sponsor, Zott Ford and Holly wants to thank and wish all of you a happy and prosperous new year. To celebrate this joyous event, the enthralling deals are back in full effect right now at Zott Ford. Lease a new 19 Ford Fusion Hybrid. Yes, a hybrid as low as $82 a month. Or if big badass trucks are more your thing, lease a new 19 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 as low as $133 a month. Surf their astounding deals and massive inventory at dealsinthed.com. Speaking of them, is Gabara good to go? I know he went back in for further penis reduction.
I asked him about that. He said yes.
Girth?
Yep, he said.
The girth issue. The ladies were still complaining.
Exactly. Well, he said actually, no matter how much I cut off, it just keeps growing back. It's like a weed.
Oh, wow.
So that's what he's dealing with.
He's regenerating.
Yeah.
He's like a lizard tail.
Dude, it is. It's like he's got superpowers or something. And, he takes a bullet and it just fucking, heals itself. And so his dong just keeps growing and growing. And so he keeps having to go back in and get this reduction surgery. It's too bad. So, yeah, I'm going to go see him next week, make sure everything's all right, give him a hand if he needs.
Godspeed, Gabara.
He's just starting to walk around. So he's like, I'm going to the office for a couple hours today. And I think next week he's back in full time. So something for the crew over there at Zott Ford to look forward to. The big boy coming back. So anyway, good. We wish you well on your healing, sir. We often hear stories, Jay, whenever there's like a tragedy, a school shooting or a terrorist attack, whatever. And it's like, if we just would have seen the signs, if someone would have just pointed out the signs and connected the dots, this all could have been prevented.
Yeah, as they say, hindsight is 20/20, Mike.
You should coin that,
know.
man. That is a good saying.
Coin it.
Yeah.
Jesus, coin it.
Can you coin that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it definitely fits.
Yeah. It really is, Jay. Hindsight certainly, you get a much clearer picture of something that happened.
I'd say it's 2015 even. You know?
Yeah, all right.
I'd go that far.
I like 2020 better. It sounds better, but anyway, we're starting to get more details about this the kidnapper of Jamie Kloss, the 13-year-old
Are you saying there might have
girl.
been signs, Mike?
Well, yeah,
Jake Patterson.
Jake Patterson.
The
little
signs are
weenus.
always there, by the
course.
way. Like,
Yeah, but again, like, what are we supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a fucking weirdo, right? In a
Mhm.
lot of ways. I don't think he's gonna go like kidnap a chick, but he's fucking weird.
Yeah.
So he ends up pulling the trigger on somebody, and yeah, I can point that back to 1,000 things that were
Right?
fucking weird about this guy.
Can you imagine if it's like he goes on a just he snaps one day for legit snaps, rapes a girl, kidnaps another one, and mows down a family in cold blood, and we're just like,
Well, you know,
I've had
I
someone
mean-
suggest that my biggest problem is not as much like that I'm mad from people yelling at me, but I've had some people really suggest that I have high anxiety level of things I do, like how I get so frustrated for being late, how if I can't control things. I
Yeah.
don't, and so
no, you're
someone's-
Asperger's as fuck. We've said
So
it
someone's
before.
told me that that's what they think it would be. Something eventually would spiral out of control with my anxiety, and I wouldn't be able to handle it. And
Oh,
I would
okay.
But
take
think
people-
about how mad the general public would be with us because they'd be like, "You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
worked with him every day, Jay. You had to see signs."
you guys heard about first and second, 8th grade. You
Yeah.
heard about him wearing chic jeans in 3rd grade and getting bullied from 1st grade on. The kid was bullied
Yeah, he
everywhere
was-
he went.
Sexually reckless and promiscuous. I mean, the
Oh,
Chicago
absolutely.
hooker story. He didn't like his own mother. No, just kidding.
Oh, whoa.
He loves you. Your boy loves
Throw
you.
that out there.
He never had a love life. No
Right.
girl would date him. You know, he was really a
He
zero.
was
Lived
half drowned in a bucket.
half drowned in a bucket at birth. Almost drowned in a paint can at one point. He lived in his mom's basement so way longer than he should. Sorry, E. I know this is painful, and we're gonna be able to be like,
necessary?
He pooped on a driveway.
he pooped on your driveway. I mean, if that's not insane behavior, we don't know. Yeah, it is necessary, E, because we're trying to make a point.
Drinks
when
his own piss.
Yep, he's constant. He needs attention from
The
strangers.
masturbatory behavior.
Ugh,
I
like
wanna say
a
that's
monkey.
Probably a bit outrageous.
Yeah, and then we're just like, they're like, why didn't you guys say something?
Yeah.
All the
Something, say
signs were
something.
there. But what do we do? We call the cops once a day and go, by the way, he shit on the driveway, officer. I don't just add it to the file. I know, just add it to the file.
I know. What are we supposed to do?
Nothing. There's nothing you can do.
But to
But
be honest, you guys can say what you want, but there's weirdos. There's even people that are more weird than me out there. There's people that I've
Sure.
sat there that been through my working career at places like Meijer and restaurants and whatnot. There's
Yeah.
some people that I
I would
wouldn't
love
be
to
like,
experience that with E. When E declares, that guy's fucking weird.
I know.
oh, dude, I worked midnights at Meijer. I mean, come on.
obviously, there's always someone weirder than you. But you
That's
know,
my
as
point.
far as like weirdness goes, you're up there a bit. You know, I mean, that's okay. It makes you
Yeah,
original
I get
and
it,
unique.
but I
this
think
is not a shot at you.
I think there's some people who have actual problems handling society that I've dealt with that I could be like, oh shit.
Well, we've trained you well. You're getting better.
Thank you.
You are getting better. We're healing you slowly.
You are you?
Yeah. So anyway, you know, there's people that knew this guy, Jake Patterson or whatever, in high school, like a girl he dated in 9th grade. They're starting to come out now and recall,
Oh yeah.
you know,
oh,
shit.
Yeah. He was fucked
and,
up.
Yeah. And it turns out, yeah, he wasn't just a quiet kid. Did you happen to see that picture of him in the classroom?
No.
Like one of those, like the whole class gets together and they got the rows of desks and everyone's like,
Yeah.
taking a class photo. And off in the background, you can see him sitting there just like by himself at a desk, like,
Perfect.
and it's like total fuck. Like the fact that he's even in the shot is genius. But it's like, here's this one kid, clearly there's a problem here. And everyone else is like, yeah.
Is anyone in mermaid position? You know, somebody
Oh, those-
jump up front and
Usually 2 chicks, right?
Yeah.
Double mermaid.
yeah, usually.
God, I hate it. That brings back horrible memories for me because, you know, I took a lot of soccer team photos over the years, you know, early age growing up. And I was always the
you
kid.
were in mermaid position?
No, not in mermaid position, even worse. I was the kid along with
You'd
usually
hold the ball.
PJ.
You'd hold the ball.
I was the on a knee with my hand on the ball kid because I was so short.
God.
You never had to be that kid, did you?
No.
You were always in the back, row,
row.
weren't you? God damn it, I wanted to be back row so bad.
Well,
Here was my
a little
pose.
short for that, but
Yeah, got your hand on the ball and it's got a sign with the year of the team, 12 and under.
you're prominently they're displayed in the middle. You should feel Feel good about that.
The cool thing, you remember PJ? My mom was like, "Go like PJ, go like
Yes.
PJ." He was the black kid on my team that just hustled.
Okay.
PJ was a wisp too, and so like PJ would have his left hand on the ball, mine right hand, and we'd both be kneeling. We have multiple pictures of that. See, there you go.
Yeah, look at him, head down,
Head down, sitting in the back row.
Yeah, nobody's in mermaid position, but we do have a few in blowjob position.
Prominent BJ position.
5 girls on their knees.
Yeah,
down front. Huh.
Some bigger girls there in front.
Yeah,
I think they want to hide behind some classmates, but whatever.
That person have a child? The one person?
What?
Is she with a child?
Oh yeah, there is a child.
I don't know who it is.
A goddamn toddler.
Yeah, I hope for his sake he's really smart. Otherwise, he's definitely in the wrong classroom.
Wow.
I hope that's like a helper mom, I guess, or
Right.
something. Not a
Maybe it's their Nagget Narb.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they got one Nagget Narb in the class. They're like, don't put his chair in here. Just someone
He's
carry him.
shared proper, but they took him out.
This girl on the left
him under
kind
an
of
arm.
funny too. Like she
You're
looks.
stealing a midget.
Come on, you. Get over here.
Get over here.
Ah, he's like, no, leave me alone. I just
Hold
want to
him
sit in
like
my
a
chair.
baby.
God, little Nagget Narb in his heavy metal
Hold him
jean
like a
jacket.
baby. Might as well put him in a baby Bjorn.
Do you think that girl's over there on purpose on the way because she thinks she's hot? She's doing like the pose, the girl pose, and she's not she could be behind a person.
You know, we don't want to take shots at individual kids in there, but there's something with the hips and the knees that I really.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You see what's going on there?
Talk about an hourglass figure.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. She's proud of them titties, though. She got that prominent.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though.
hands on
She
hips.
could be behind that other guy, and she kind of made sure she wasn't, in my opinion.
Yeah, she wanted to show that off a little bit. Anyway, so this girl that dated Jake Patterson back in 9th grade, her name's Brianna. She's revealing some details about the ex she calls a scumbag. That's a used condom, a scumbag, technically.
Oh God, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's where the term scumbag
Holy
comes from.
shit.
Yep.
It's eye-opening.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Life-changing. So she says, yeah, it was after a dead dog was found in the woods one day, and he told his girlfriend that he was experimenting with animals. That's a real sign, right? That's a red flag if there ever is one. He began to collect dead animals and roadkill, filling his family's cabin with animal heads.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? And he found these animals on the side of the road and stuffed them himself.
With?
Taxidermist.
Yeah. It's career.
Okay.
What were you saying, Nate?
I just said with. If he did it himself,
Yeah, stuff the.
You're saying that's a euphemism for him banging these dead
No,
animals?
no. I would be interested to know a person who doesn't do that. Like, how did that even? He just he took the guts out and put the.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I've never been a taxidermist, but I'm assuming that's how it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd lose his temper really easily. He was quiet, but when he got mad, he was a completely different person. He'd go into a rage. He scared the hell out of me. If they had a small argument, he'd fly off the deep end and go nutty.
Just what you want in 9th grade, right?
Yeah, right.
Relationship
First
like
boyfriend. Guy's insane. I was at the cabin. He came out with this weird looking masquerade mask on. It was scary as hell. She recognized the address, like she's watching the news, and it's like, oh my God, I know that address. She like drops her glass. She's like, oh no. I mean, I wasn't surprised, but I was. It's like, okay. That could have been anyone. It could have been me. Could have been my sister. I slept at that house. I ate at that house. Jim Moyer, I love this. Jim Moyer is Jake Patterson's grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, he's a polite, nice boy. He's a good boy. He often backed off from crowds. He was shy and good. Computer games were more his priority than social interaction.
Okay, all of that is wiped out. It's all that's all negated by the fact that he's a double murderer kidnapper.
We see this time to time when it's like some gangbanger or something, and he gets murdered in a gang shooting, and the family's like, he was just a good boy. It's like, what is he gonna do? Come in a blazing when he comes home to his ma and pa and granddad? No, no, he's gonna come home with his family and he's gonna be a normal guy. What is he gonna drop a fucking AK on the table for dinner? No, he's gonna be
Just
normal.
take an AK out of your pocket.
Out of my pocket, yeah. It's probably strapped around me. Honey, leave your AK on the hanger.
You got to work on your gun body language.
Dude, I got
We do
it,
that
man.
over the weekend.
Mossberg, 12 gauge.
Cowboy rifle cocking it.
Shit. Isn't it good that I don't know anything about guns?
Clips. You and your clips.
Yep, clips. Not magazines, clips.
I don't know. Don't you own guns?
I do. But they take them away from me. Nobody trusts me with a gun right
They're
now.
locked up.
They're not in the house. So yeah, Grandpa's like, oh, he's just a good boy. We never saw any signs. He's a good boy. It's yeah, I know, Granddad. Kind of an irrelevant statement right now. He beheaded 2 people and kidnapped a 13-year-old. We don't know what he did with her. They're collecting DNA, so they might add more charges if it turns out that anything sexual happened with this girl. My guess is probably not, because she is underage.
Right. Yes.
But yeah.
We are a nation of laws.
Right. So I mean, he's probably facing, I don't know, 500 years, and if they can add another 20 for rape, statutory rape, that would be good. Pile that on. So he was just a normal student. One kid said there's video of him like wrestling with a friend, and this kid's like, yeah, he's no red flags at all. Peterson, he was a normal student, loved his family and his dog Rosie. Okay, you could joke with him. He was a human being. He was very intelligent, but he didn't apply himself. We knew he had a rough life. It was pretty evident he was losing his hair in high school, but he was never bullied over it, as far as I know. So I don't know. The whole taxidermy, dead animals, roadkill thing is where
that's like 100%, right? Isn't that? I'm no
Yeah.
psychiatrist, but man, you see that sort of behavior, you are headed down the wrong path, man.
Yeah, that is the first sign when you have young child who's killing animals in the woods. Like that is a very that is the first step. It's
you get that child treated.
Yes,
for sure.
That is what do they call that? It's a gateway to the serial killer murderer guy when he's experimenting with dead bodies in the woods and animals and shit. So would have been nice to know that, Brianna, 6 years ago. He was doing that. Maybe we could have kept an eye on him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the animal thing. You know what? You're right. The other stuff,
Torturing animals, cats,
having a
that kind
bad
of
temper. My God, if you turned in everyone who flew off the handle, but torturing animals is a sign enough.
Wasn't that what was the making a murderer dude? What was his name?
Yeah, Steven.
Steven, yeah. Didn't he light a cat on fire or something?
Yes, I think there was some allegation of that.
Yeah, like doused it in gasoline and then lit it on fire to impress friends. Yeah, pretty cool.
Hey, everybody. Does your money work as hard as you do? You will spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle, provide for your family, and set aside money for retirement. Let Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure your money is working as hard as you are. Call today. Tell him you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Did you see that terrorist attack in Nairobi?
Yes, I did.
There was like 14 people killed.
That's a dangerous part of the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
You keep seeing like these, I won't say onesie twosies, but like a dozen people just gunned down in a hotel.
Yeah.
Like here and there, every 6 months or so.
And it's always in like Nairobi.
Yeah.
Some weird African
or Tanzania
country
or some. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. But there was one American killed in this attack. I guess it was a luxury.
Now it matters.
Now it matters.
Right.
Get this. The dude survived 9/11. Only to
so did I, but
I know. That's what I said too. I was like, this better not be something where he was just alive on 9/11 and survived.
Yeah.
No, he was actually in Building 7, which, I mean, that counts. I'm not saying that doesn't count, but it wasn't the North or South Tower. I believe it was the North Tower collapsed and the debris landed on.
Some of the dust got on Building 7.
Building 7 enough to knock it down.
Got dusty. Oh, it did get knocked down. Okay.
It did, like the next day.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, way out.
Nobody in Building 7 died.
I don't know that nobody did. There could have been some guy hung over at his desk and just didn't hear it and didn't get out. I don't know.
Some bum in a stairwell somewhere.
Yeah.
Didn't hear any of this going on.
Yeah. He slept through the whole thing.
Sleeping off a tough hangover.
He's a sound sleeper. Slept through the whole damn thing. Ended up dying on 9/12.
Imagine come scurrying out a stairwell of Building 9 or whatever. Like,
just wiping the sleep out of your eyes, trying to get your wits about you. What the fuck is going on out here? Jesus.
Oh man.
So there's Building 7. So the North Tower falls.
Yeah.
Fell straight down, but Building 7 did go down. I know that. So yeah, his name is Jason Spindler, 40 years old. He was in the Dusit Hotel in Nairobi, and along with 13 others, 4 guys walk in, machine guns ablazing, grenades, just start hucking grenades into this hotel. And So
That's
yeah,
one way you never think you're going to die. Grenade.
grenade, right?
Shrapnel.
In a city.
Never occurs to you.
Yeah. I mean, in the desert somewhere, war zone maybe, but sitting in a whole luxury hotel,
Yeah,
grenade is probably the last thing.
Yeah, one of the last. Yeah.
If I said, you're in a luxury hotel, Jay, having lunch, you're going to die today.
You fall into a koi pond and drown.
Yes.
I'd be like, yeah, okay, I could see that happening. My chair breaks. I'm sitting in the restaurant having a lovely 5-star dinner.
Lentil soup.
I lean back. My leg on the chair breaks. I hit my head on the side of the koi pond.
Bleed out.
Could happen.
Drown, yeah. What do you think is more likely to happen? You're having your soup. You're enjoying this lovely meal. You are taken out by a grenade thrown into the room, or someone comes in with a machete and just hacks you.
Machete.
You'd think machete.
Elephant stampede.
Where do you even get a grenade? Can you go to Kmart and buy grenades?
Are you kidding me, dude? We could probably have one if we wanted to tomorrow. Like,
You think so?
yeah.
Your job today is to go buy a grenade.
He has homework.
Well,
Don't
What are
take
you
the pin
talking
out.
about?
okay, maybe
Jesus?
not us, but these places that
Yeah,
you're
we're
talking
dealing
about,
with
dude,
people who
with
deal in
drug
arms.
cartel
I
left
just
and right.
said I don't even know where you'd get a grenade.
Yeah, I wouldn't know
but-
who to call personally, but
I mean,
you
but-
do or you don't.
I wouldn't. Well,
Yeah.
I know who I'd call.
I know who I'd call too. Yeah,
Crack.
Crack. We call the same guy.
no,
Call crack in a
Call
second.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man, I'm just wondering.
Can you do
Fuck
us?
yeah. Fuck yes.
Yes, it's already sent, dude. Already sent overnight. It'll be there first thing in the morning. Dude, can you send us like a box of grenades? I don't know how they come stacked, like 12 to a box.
Got you, bro.
Got it, dude. Got it. Tell E not to pull the pin out while he's got his hand off the lever, okay? Got it.
I'm just saying with these people, like, dude, that are doing this, you really that shocked that have grenades?
Well, why don't you've got to? No, I'm not. That terrorists would have access
We're
to
just
grenades.
talking it through, E.
Okay.
Jeez.
Why don't you go to the Bing machine and say, I want to buy a grenade. Where's the grenade store near me?
We're going to get a knock on the door in 10 minutes.
A grenade store near me.
Mm.
Let's see if anything comes up. So, yeah, this Spindler guy was a CEO of iDev International, it's a management strategy and investment firm. His brother Jonathan, confirmed his death, saying, "It's with a heavy heart that I announce that my brother Jason passed away this morning during a terror attack in Nairobi. He was a survivor of 9/11 and a fighter. I'm sure he gave them hell." So he was working as an analyst. Remember Solomon Brothers? That was one of the. I remember hearing that name. They were in the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
there were a few firms in there. I can't remember some of the other big ones, but so that's where he was working when 9/11 happened, and he escaped from Building 7, which was destroyed. Debris from the north tower collapsed and landed on it, caused the fire to spread onto the lower floors. And then after the attacks, he joins the Peace Corps, and he's over
Sends
there.
him to Kenya.
Yep, he ends up in Nairobi and taken out there. They said there was one guy, this hero, British soldier, kind of like their version of a Navy SEAL, goes running into this building, guns ablazing himself. He's in fatigues, and we don't know his name, but
He's
he
a
entered.
good bloke.
Yep, he came in. You would like this with combat gear. He wore jeans and a purple shirt.
Nice.
Nice.
Carried an assault rifle. He was seen helping Kenyan security forces rescue people on the way out. And so the 4 attackers, one was wearing a green belt laden with grenades. So he had multiple grenades. He was seen on closed circuit TV as they blasted their way into the hotel, detonating car bombs outside.
He's got a fucking grenade with like a buy now.
Well, I'm looking to
tab
see.
on
I'm
it.
looking to see buy a live.
What are you?
These might be old. I'm trying to buy a live grenade though.
Oh yeah, we don't want to use
know.
grenade. Fuck that.
I understand.
Oh, one that was like taped back together. We want a live, ready to go.
I understand.
No, grenades were reusable. Who knew? So this one guy
Seems
says,
inefficient.
so after they blow up the car bombs outside, so that sends everybody scrambling. These guys come in like throwing footballs of grenades, bombs going off everywhere. And
Would you
and
liken
then
it to a football or a baseball?
baseball? Yeah, that's a much better call. Thank you. And so people are fleeing, hiding under tables, and as they're running out, these guys are just opening fire with a machine gun. Charles Jenga, a worker
Were
at the
they
complex.
yelling anything? Perhaps.
God is great, but in a different language. I'm guessing at that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like
It's just
wild.
wild guess.
I mean, we don't know for sure right now.
Speculation and
could've been-
conjecture.
They could have been atheists. Going, in the name of nothing. In the name of nothing.
They
and
could have
just-
been Christians,
Sure.
Jews.
Sure. I'm lean. If I had to place a bet on this, if I had to, like, you've got to go all in on this bet. I'm going to go with yelling.
Me too.
So Charles Jenga says, "What I've seen is terrible. I have seen humans as I ran out. What looks like minced meat all over." President Kenyatta said all 3 remaining attackers have been eliminated and the operation is now over. That's good to hear, but it sucks, man. Boy, somebody wanted you to die at the hands of terrorists.
Yeah,
you know
really.
what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's like lightning striking twice, you know?
but is it? Do you know, Jay? Have you ever heard, like, when they say lightning strikes you, you're at a much higher risk of being hit by lightning again?
Oh, really? I've not heard that.
Yeah. So if you've been in a terrorist attack,
Why would that be, by the way?
probably you're giving off some magnetic shit from the lightning bolt.
You being serious?
Yeah, I'm totally serious. Yeah. You've never heard that?
No.
Yeah, that's what they say. That could be a wives' tale, but I've always heard once you've been hit by lightning once, you're at a higher odds risk-wise for
Like
getting
3
hit
years
again.
later, you're at higher odds than.
Yeah, like if it's going, it's like, oh, we already hit that motherfucker. Let's finish him off, and the lightning bolt would strike you again.
Huh.
And so I don't know if you've been in a terrorist attack. Are you more likely then to also be in another terrorist attack? Is it the same type of thing?
No. No.
I don't know.
Unless you put yourself in parts of the world that are dangerous like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wonder, I assume he was inspired to join the Peace Corps by what happened on 9/11, perhaps?
Sure.
A level of patriotism took hold.
I would guess.
He said, hey, I'm going to go help people and
Mm-hmm.
this and that, and it finds himself in a dangerous region of the world.
Yeah.
So,
E, are you looking up lightning strikes?
I'm trying to, yeah.
What does it say? It said,
I don't know what
it said
says.
something like 11 facts you didn't know about.
Yeah, that's what
Like-
I'm looking at.
Okay, slow down.
well, while you do that, hey, this segment, it's brought to you by Mayor and Company Accountants. You dread handling your personal or business taxes as much as you dread applying Big E's next round of anal bleach. Well, let Kyle Mayer handle all that shit for you. Kyle's a pro. You can trust him. Don't waste your time trying to figure out all the damn tax forms, numbers, and deductions. Leave it all to Kyle. Call him today, 248-521-0016. And Mike, it strikes me, I just mentioned Merck. I mentioned Kyle. These are 2 individuals. It's January now, at the beginning of the year. You know, people have resolutions. They have to-do lists. Get Kyle and Mark on those to-do lists, man.
Yes.
Go see these people. Get your shit straight.
They will make your life much easier and relieve stress.
Indeed.
Yep. Anything, Yeti?
I don't know.
Okay. So we're getting more information about the Gillette ad campaign, the best a man can get, about all, how we need to be more woke.
Absolutely.
And men are evil, especially white ones. We're just awful. Toxic masculinity basically is the problem. Turns out the director behind this new ad is a woman whose past work includes an ode to female genitalia and a short film that explores toxic masculinity.
An ode to female genitalia. Explain, please.
I will. I'll get to it. So the Gillette ad is called We Believe, the Best a Man Can Be. It takes aim at bullying, sex harassment. Has been viewed more than 4 million times on YouTube, and it's got 86,000 thumbs up and 347,000 thumbs down dislikes.
Wow.
Most of the comments accuse it of being anti-male, anti-white, and spreading pure propaganda and indoctrination. Kim Gehrig is the name. She's the director of the new ad. Australian, mother of 2, has a lengthy history of taking aim at social ills through her work. Sounds like a real fun chick to be around, doesn't she? Doesn't that just everything I just read there just screams?
Yeah.
God, I want to party with that girl. I
Sounds
do.
fun.
She's on the roster of the creative agency Some Such, whose founder, Sally Campbell, is just a glorious champion of women. So one of those feminists also you would want to spend a nice long weekend with. The portfolio, they've got notable campaigns, including Audi's Feminist 2017 Super Bowl commercial, an ad for feminine hygiene brand Labreeze, which offered a no-holds-barred look at menstruation, including...
Labreeze? Really? It's called Labreeze?
Libresse? Libresse. Labreeze? Libresse?
I don't know.
Labreeze does sound pretty tits, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, just the notion that there's like this breeze coming through there.
Labreeze.
Like, air that shit out, man.
So this particular campaign offered a no-holds-barred look at menstruation, including shots of blood and period sex, which is what we all want to see on our TV, is shots of period blood and periods. We're in a moment where these conversations about male behavior are becoming incredibly polarizing, and they're met with all kinds of outrage, Rachel Gies said, author of Boys, What It Means to Become a Man. Rachel, you have no fucking idea what it means. Boys, what it means to become a man.
Mike,
Sorry,
these ladies are experts. You just read off their resumes. I mean, they know this shit.
This is that Bill Burr joke where he's like, she's writing a book on fucking men. That's like me writing a book, the third trimester, and what to expect.
Yeah.
Ladies, you're gonna feel a little pressure. How the fuck would I know? Boys, what it means to become a man. Even the most reasonable conversations are met with a great deal of fear and backlash and outrage. So I'm not surprised about the backlash because of that. What the film appears to have is
film.
Yeah, they call it a film.
God.
It's come off as a shock to many men in the U.S. and elsewhere. Our portfolio shows that this is just business as usual with this Garrick chick. This is what she does.
It's been roundly rejected. Accept it, bitches.
Yep. Sorry. Why is a fucking broad doing a commercial about a razor anyways? So she did do one, and I wanted to show you this commercial, this earlier one that she made. It's for a lingerie brand, an Australian lingerie brand called Burlai. And this one was called, it was about body image, taking aim at body image, and it's called I Jiggle, Therefore I Am.
Oh, we got some titties here.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out.
And so it's got a very diverse selection of women ripping off their uncomfortable and ill-fitting bras, brasiers, made to promote a new bra range called Womankind. I like to say humankind, right?
I like to say people kind.
People kind.
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
It's described breasts as being lumped together, forced apart, poked, pressed, pressured, pushed, oppressed, restricted, exposed, before ending with the line, no more, it's time to be kind.
Can we please have one conversation that's not about my rack, Michael?
Nope, sorry. She said the film was about women finally doing what is right for them, and not accepting the male gaze. It's being kind to your bodies, particularly their titties. Treating them with respect rather than shoving them into positions that are unnatural for men. All right, let me just say this before I play. Have you ever looked at a pair of titties walking down the street and been like, they're not squoze in enough. They need to be packed in more uncomfortable.
Ladies, you're doing that to yourselves.
Yeah, this is a you problem. This is not
Very
us.
Definitely.
Honestly,
it's a competition amongst themselves.
Yeah,
right.
You guys are doing this.
Yeah.
No guy is worried about. If you have great tits, we'll notice. Fine.
We just need our penises stroked to completion.
Yes,
that's what we're after.
Titties help.
It does.
We are visual learners.
We are visual learners. Just have those flapping around in our faces while the penis is being stroked to completion. We're good to go.
What's going on with the brassiere?
It's on you.
On you. That is in your head, your problem. So when you do these shame man fucking commercials, let's check it out. So they really are upset about this whole. I mean, look what we've done to them. Look what we've driven them to.
God, she's veiny, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've caused this. Give me a break.
This is all them. Well, maybe 95%.
Forced apart, probed, poked.
Yeah, unless you're a stripper performing for men specifically, it's on you, ladies.
No more. Yeah, good, great. No more. Fine.
Ouch, man.
Yeah, that does. Oh, thank God. Boy, if I saw a girl in that bra, she's done. Forget it. I'm out. I mean, who is this for? Seriously, who is this for? And so I love this too. And this woman has had nothing but success from a very, very early age in being a director, female director. Yet she can't just take that success for what it is. Maybe you hire the next female director to work on campaigns you're working on.
Pay it forward.
She's long complained, despite all her success, about the challenges of working in a male-dominated industry. Male-dominated just means more men went into that industry. Doesn't mean you're barred from going into it. How about you make some changes? Hire a bunch of women. There you go.
I like it.
Fix the problem. But no, it's got to be like, even though I'm having great success and everyone's accepted me for my work, it's still fuck men, evil. It's about outspoken about challenges of being a mom in the advertising world. You know what? Guess what? There's challenges being a mother in any fucking field.
Yeah.
It's not just advertising. You know?
Yeah, why would they be specific? Like, what are the challenges specific to advertising?
You expect to be creative when you've got a toddler?
Oh, really? How does that differ from being in the auto industry?
Well, women's going to be accepted in the auto industry. Come on. But if you're at the firm and you've got, you can attest to this, Jay, long days, some very long days. Long days, boring, a lot of work, a lot of focus. It would make that difficult if you have a newborn running around the house that you need to look after.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. It's not just your field. It's all fields. Working at McDonald's is hard to do with a toddler.
Yeah, does she give an example about the advertising industry being particularly contrary to motherhood?
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel personal responsibility to help other women achieve their ambitions. It's just by being visible. Amazing. If it's getting involved in mentoring or championing others' work, then I'm up for that.
Cool.
Good.
Mentor. Champion.
Awesome. Do that.
Yes.
Pay it forward. I did that with a lot of interns. Someone gave me a chance. And I swore that I would pay that forward. And I hired mostly retards. I wanted degenerates to work with. You know, I took people and went, oh, that guy's going to be a serial killer if someone doesn't intervene here. I'm going to go and I'm going to change someone's life.
What a nice man, Michael.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't like to use the word
blowing yourself
hero. I mean, that's for other people to say, and lots of you have said it, but, you know, it makes me uncomfortable personally. But I went out and I sought out the most socially retarded, awkward, potential serial killers I could find. And I really lucked into some good ones, you know.
Eric, relax.
So they're going frame by frame of that commercial, by the way, the Gillette ad.
Yeah.
And I was just laughing at this frame by frame. It shows how boorish men are. And then they're showing the error of their ways because, you know, what are you going to do? Just a dumb guy. How would I know? Honey, where do we keep the laundry detergent? I can't find anything. Cut to her in the garage changing the oil.
Yeah.
You know, oh, shit, I'll be in there in a minute, dumb guy.
So useless.
Eye roll. Coming, she's got oil all over her overalls, and she's under the car changing out the oil pan. So we can't laugh it off. That's the voice that starts with the hashtag #MeToo messages. 3 youths watch a fictionalized 60s style U.S. sitcom where a man makes a groping gesture towards the family maid. What I actually think she's trying to say, a female. So then they cut to that table, that long table, and the guy's got his hand on the woman's shoulder. She's the only one at the boardroom table. Right. Got his hand on her shoulder. So he's like, I think what she's trying to say. He's mansplaining her. As if that's ever happened. Has that happened in a boardroom?
Such a demonstrative, such a dramatic version of that.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. Female exec sits in silent humiliation while the alpha male boss of the board, with his hand resting patronizingly on her shoulder, explains her idea to his male colleagues. It's been going on for far too long. The voiceover says, boys will be boys. The air is thick with charcoal smoke. The smell of burgers and testosterone as a line of men watch two boys scrap. Later, an enlightened male breaks up the fight. This is not how we treat each other. One man then stops another from catcalling a woman as she walks past her. Bro, not cool. Not cool, bro.
Man. Leave her alone.
Is that a line in a script that a woman would write? Like trying to be like, show what men are like, bro, not cool, bro.
Oh, well, think about the challenge, though. You're trying to rip on male boorishness in quick little segments.
Yeah.
So they have to be these little dramas, right?
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, enact, a cat call and a guy stopping him. Like, it's going to come off as cheesy because you're trying to do these quick things.
I know, but like, bro, not cool, bro. So then there's the guy in the cafe. He's like, oh, shit. A girl walks by and he's leering at her. And you
mean nature is occurring?
Yeah, exactly.
An attraction?
There's a woman passerby, and he's presumably about to sexually harass her.
Oh, okay, presumably.
Yeah. His friend restrains him. Whoa. Men need to hold other men accountable. Oddly, given that it's a Gillette ad, neither of them has shaved. Smile, sweetie. A poolside party is disrupted by lecherous men, one holding a camcorder who hassle two girls in bikinis. Enter stage right, a woke male who admonishes him by saying, come on, guys. The voiceover. The boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow. So, yeah. God, I want to be woke so bad, dude.
No.
Would I be more fun if I was woke as shit? Like if I was super woke?
Why don't we just start with my suggestion? Everybody just be generally nice to each other. See where that gets us.
Does that make you woke, though?
Well, that gets us to the same point. If everybody's just good to each other generally, then we don't need to be ultra woke. We don't need to be walking on pins and needles. Just be nice.
Okay,
be generally nice.
Fine, but can I still be nice? Because I am generally nice. Am I allowed to glance down at a pair of titties?
Yes, that's nature, dude.
Girl walks by, she looks kind of cute. Am I allowed to turn around and go, God damn, woman? She didn't hear it, though. She didn't hear it.
God damn.
Get some fries with that shake.
Damn, woman. Woo.
Holy shit.
Am I allowed to do that and still, or am I unwoke then?
You're allowed to allow nature to take its course, Mike. And if that,
I'm going to use that.
If that's part of your chase, without harassing or assaulting that person.
Because you know what? In that moment when that gorgeous girl passes and you do the 180 turn and go, damn woman. Like that's just nature acting. I didn't rehearse that line.
I do try to.
I didn't rehearse it. I didn't plan it. It's just like bang, bang, bang in an instant. Wow, damn woman.
I would never have said that, dude. I don't know that I've ever done that, but I do if I'm going to look back, try in my head to give a few seconds. So like
It's
she's
so
not
easy.
right
you
there.
just look at your phone and go, God, what address is that?
Oh, I know.
Turn around,
I know.
Did I pass it?
I know,
Damn woman.
but I would never do that. The whistling. I seriously always wanted to know, like, was that a
So
thing
ridiculous.
that actually happened at construction sites, or was it more of one of these
course
things
it
that were
did.
just like,
It happened once and then it became like a
Right.
thing in movies.
Right.
And now it's just like part of the normal conversation. Anyway, we got to call David Koechner.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Did you want to do a read really quick, Jay?
We can do
or-
it after.
Okay. David Koechner coming to Ridley's Comedy Castle. We'll give you all the details once we dial him up here and get him on the phone.
Hello.
Hello, is this David Koechner?
It is.
Hey there, buddy. It's Mike and Jay from the Detroit Cast. How you doing?
Hey, David.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing good, man. You ready to talk to us? We didn't wake you
Yeah,
up, did we?
let's do it.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Well,
Well, we're excited, man. You're coming to town this weekend. You'll be at Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak. Should plug those shows. You got one show Thursday, 7:30 show there, and you got two shows Friday night, two shows Saturday night. For tickets, you can call Ridley's at 248-542-9900 or go to comedycastle.com for any info. You've played Ridley's before, right?
I think this is the first time.
Oh, you're gonna love it, man. It's one of the best clubs in the country. I swear to God, comedians love Mark Ridley, and the venue's perfect. You're gonna have a blast.
In the country. Wow, that's quite a brag, guys.
No, I know. I'm dead serious though. Comedians that have played there are just like, because Mark's, he just loves comedians, and so he takes really good care of the guys. He's not one of those assholes that's gonna stiff the talent if you don't bring them enough people, that kind of thing.
So he'll be doing the show with me.
Yeah, he'll be on stage with you. Yep.
Fantastic. It's a two-hander. We call it a two-hander.
There you go. Well, it's funny, man. He called me. He said, "Hey, man, you want to talk to David Koechner?" And I was like, "Who's David Koechner?" And that was the. Yeah. It's funny though. It's weird. You're one of those guys where I know so many roles that you're in. You've been in so many iconic roles. Do you find that though? If people, you're not like a household name, but everybody knows you.
True, because it's a hard last name to pronounce. The O-E is not a short E sound, but that's the way we say it. So people look at it and go, all right, I thought I knew how to say it. You're telling me different. I'm not going to learn it.
It's intimidating.
It is intimidating. What do most people say?
Thank you.
Koechner?
Yeah, I'll accept anything.
Well, we got it right. Koechner. We got it.
Yes, you did.
So what do you think, David, most people recognize you from?
These days it's The Office.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Todd Packer, man.
One of our favorites.
Yeah, it's crazy. People will watch all 9 seasons and then watch it again. It's nuts.
Yeah, we'll get into The Office in a little bit, but you're doing stand up. You've got all these roles in big movies and television. What is your personal favorite to do? Do you have a favorite stand up, movies, TV?
I don't. I love to work. I love all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird story. As I was, reading your backstory, you grew up in a really like Irish Catholic, proper Catholic home in Missouri, and you just don't think of that guy going, you know what, Hollywood, that's my calling. I would, and you're talking when you got your start. This is pre-internet. Like, I don't even know where you would begin.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought, how does a person? I have no idea what happens. So I went to Chicago and saw a show at Second City, and then I saw that they taught classes. And like a light bulb went off. I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So then I saved my money for a year, then moved to Chicago, and that was that.
And yeah, so you take these improv classes. The list of people that are in your class is incredible. You want to run off some of the names?
Yeah, do you have them in front of you?
I can help you. Yeah, it's a what do they call it? Two-hander. Chris Farley, true or false?
Yes.
Mike Myers.
Yes.
Tim Meadows,
Yes.
Tina Fey, Amy Poehler,
Holy cow.
Yes.
Steve Carell, Steve Colbert,
Yes.
Horatio Sands,
Yes.
Oh
David
my
Koechner.
God.
Dude, is
I
that
don't know how to say his name. Who's that?
David Koechner?
Who's that?
Dude, that's got to be the most incredible comedy group in the history of comedy groups.
And you know what? We haven't even scratched the surface. It's incredible the number of people that were there when I was there. It's nuts.
Yeah. What was I mean, you were pretty close with Farley, right?
Well, we started together, yeah.
Yeah. What was an unknown Farley, an unfamous Farley like? Was he? Are the stories, the legends we've heard all true?
Oh no, he was a really humble guy. Actually, kind of shy and quiet, very humble.
Yeah.
Never made a shit. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have someone? You know, we always hear about him. You know, oh yeah, up at 30 Rock and taking a shit out the window. You know, in on SNL, or you know, dancing with the the cleaning ladies in the hallways. Did you see that kind of Farley, or was he just this shy kid at the time?
Mostly church.
Really? No, that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
That is actually partially true. I think Chris he was a regular churchgoer.
Yeah.
But he was a special person. He really was.
Yeah.
Amazing comic.
You know, was there anybody in that group that, because it's not like you guys all launched at the same time. It's like, okay, Farley takes off, or Mike Myers maybe was first, and then this guy, and kind of pull each other up. Was there anybody that made it out of the group that you didn't see? Like, wow, they're great, obviously, but I just didn't see that guy or that girl making it as big as they've made it.
I guess me.
Yeah.
That's the humble answer.
The humble David Koechner.
That's right.
Yes, nice. Well done.
But go ahead, Jay.
No. You mentioned Farley possibly shitting out a window a moment ago. David, I watched.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I didn't know that one either.
Yeah.
David, I watched your bit where you're telling the story about being accused of shitting on a cop car. Which
did you watch the whole thing?
I did watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
It proved it was not true. But I wonder, having watched you tell that story, you're obviously a great storyteller. For those who don't know your stand-up style, are you going to be telling a lot of stories at Ridley's this week? Are you an improv guy? You obviously have an improv background. How tight is this?
My hour's set, and it's I have 5 kids, so that certainly informs my show.
Yeah.
And story comedy. Yeah.
Well, I know that's got to obviously be a big focus of your storytelling is kids. Do you ever worry like, oh wow, there's going to be a lot of people in the audience that don't have kids? Will they be able to relate, or is it just funny's funny?
Well, as it turns out, most people started as children.
True.
Observation comedy.
Yeah. Anyway, going back a few years, you end up getting pulled into Saturday Night Live. I was wondering how that happened. You were only there for 1 year, which is odd. Was your time there good? Do you remember fondly?
Yeah, I had a great time. I was not very diplomatic, and I think that hastened my exit.
Mm.
Yeah. What do you mean? You didn't?
Office politics.
Oh yeah. We hear it's a really cutthroat place to be, really intimidating and
competitive as hell.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to any of that. I was just doing my own thing, and some things were suggested to me, and I said I rejected it, and so they, it's one of those things like play ball.
How dare you be honest?
Exactly.
Well, you and Will Ferrell obviously have done some great things. I can't remember, was Bill Blasky the skit you guys did? Were you guys promoting Anchorman at that point?
Oh, the last one we did, yeah. We did 3 or 4 Braskies, I think, when I was on the show.
Yeah. I mean, that is such a funny concept, like sales guy, Bill Brasky is this legendary sales guy, and these guys are all cheersing to him at the bar and just talking about what a badass Bill Brasky is, and
bragging on the worst man in the world.
Right. Bill Brasky once gave AIDS back to the monkey, that kind of shit. They're all, cheers. The lines that you guys spit out are so funny in that skit. Do you guys all write your own lines for something like that? Is it just...
No, that's Adam McKay and Will and Norm Hiscock, and then we would come in and, spitball stuff too.
One of the lines he yells out, Jay, at this thing, he's like, Brasky once date raped Karl Malone on a dare.
Oh my God.
You said that, sir.
That sounds like McKay to me.
That
You
was
delivered
great.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, getting into Hollywood and movies and that kind of thing. It's such a, for what we know as outsiders, it's a very shallow, kind of shitty, cold, tough industry. And, flaws can be fatal to an actor. And here's a guy, you lose your hair at an early age. You've got the.
I did?
Yeah, you did. You've got the lip thing, which I think helps you a lot. The lip.
It's natural. My grandmother had the same, I don't want to say affliction, unique facial tic, I guess.
I think it works. So I was watching you do a scene, and I'm like, would this scene be as funny or as strong if he didn't have the bottom lip thing going on? And I didn't think it would.
Yeah, it adds to the smarminess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do people ask you about it? I mean, obviously, we're not the first people to bring that up, I'm sure.
Not often.
No, not right on.
Do it on purpose. Yeah, people think I do it on purpose, but why would I?
Yeah.
That would be a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, I suppose it would, be a hard thing to do.
It does make you really recognizable. And in particular, I mean, if we talk about The Office, the Todd Packer character, that really, oh my God, what a classic. He's obviously smarmy asshole, Michael Scott's best friend, people know him as. How'd you get involved in The Office? Had you watched the UK version and just know that was something you wanted to be involved with?
Well, of course. I guess they were having trouble casting that particular role, and I was up in Canada shooting Snakes on a Plane, you're welcome. And I think Steve said, what about Koechner? And then that was that.
Steve Carell.
Yeah. So, yeah.
The best.
Yeah, I bet. Well, it's funny. I was watching some clips of that, and you can just tell the chemistry is so good between you and Carell. Like it looks obvious that you guys have shared a stage before and done improv. Do you think that background that you guys had really helped for a role like that?
Oh, without a doubt. Absolutely. It's like a no-look pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
No. I was going to say it's got to be tremendously fun to work with an ensemble cast as strong as that show was. But intimidating, too. Were you intimidated at all going into that?
No.
No?
I've been doing stuff for years, so by that time, it's all play. I mean, that's my job. My job is to play.
Yeah. Well, do you think, we've had this discussion on our show a few times about whether or not The Office could be done, because there's been talk. Carell was on SNL recently, and they were joking about a reboot.
Yeah, is that going to be done, David? A reboot this shit?
They don't tell me.
Yeah, you'll be last to know.
Do you think they could, though?
I don't know. No, it depends. Some people, yes. I mean, I believe some people could rotate in. You would never be able to get that same cast together, is my guess.
But not just from the casting standpoint, though, but just from the PC culture, the current culture we have. Could it be in its original form if it were produced today?
You guys are making me a network executive now.
No, it's so funny, the show, and the Todd Packer character especially. I mean, you come in hot every time you enter the room, and it's like, hey, what's up, homo or queer or gay Jim?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
That would not play now.
Yeah, and it's like
Packer is an emotional hand grenade.
Yeah, he's talking loudly in the office about banging girls, and there's women's around listening. I mean, it's just nothing about that show is PC, and it's like it would be a damn shame to reboot it and not be able to really do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you would deal with is what now the office politics are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool if you guys could pull it off. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. I don't know. We have our doubts. That's all. Do you have favorite?
You guys just greenlit a show and then took it off the air.
I don't want I don't want to water down Todd Packer.
Yeah. Hey, Jim. Yeah. No, we want what's up, queers. And if we can't have what's up, queers,
there's always a
it.
substitute. I mean, funny's funny. You can find another way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have favorite scenes or stories that you remember from your time on there? Or is there anything in particular or behind the scenes stuff that you can share with us?
You know what? Everyone's just there to work. So, and no one's there to, for hijinks or anything like that. So I don't have any, everyone is hoping for some crazy story that happened, but I really don't have any. People show up, they're professionals, and they do their job.
Yeah. I imagine do you ever have trouble shooting some of those scenes when you're working with, these brilliant improv guys, and you're making each other laugh. Some of the stuff you guys say has got it, and we've all seen the blooper reels and stuff. Some of those scenes had to be really tough to shoot. Are you pretty good in those moments?
Are you talking about The Office or Anchorman?
Either.
Well, there wasn't a lot of improvisation in The Office because it's a tightly scripted show, and it's 22 and a half minutes, so you cannot improvise because if you add a line, then someone else has to lose a line.
Right.
Yeah. So television's a different medium.
Well, I just picture that, guys like you, and maybe I'm wrong, you can tell me, but are spitting out a line and then you do it again in rehearsal and you spit out a different line, trying to crack your buddies up or something. Is that not how it works?
There are many levels of administration to go to before you add a line on your own.
Okay. So
in television, yeah, it's more regimented.
It sounds like it was different on a movie like Anchorman, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's encouraged.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, McKay has an improv background, so for him it was like, well, let's see what we get, because you're going to edit it later, and if it doesn't work, who cares? You don't use it.
Yeah.
Can you point to one or two scenes that we all know and love that was just simply improv?
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Because we would improvise every scene. So sometimes half the line was written and the other half was improvised, and I would have to go back and annotate the entire script.
Okay, let me ask you this one. I'll take your mom, Dorothy Mantooth, out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Okay, yes. So that was half. I'll take your mom out for let's see. I will take your mom, Dorothy Mantooth, out, and then for dinner. And I think I was going to tie her to a chair and drive golf balls at her head. That was the original line. And then Carell gave me the end of it, which was take her out to a nice seafood dinner and never call it again. Because Carell's from Boston. Of course you're going to be thinking about a seafood dinner. I never would have thought of that.
It's so funny, though. That line is so funny. And Funny or Die, you actually picked that skit up a few years ago with Dorothy Mantooth and ended up on the People's Court because you actually.
Oh, yeah, played by Cloris Leachman.
Yeah, who's great. That had to be fun to shoot. You can describe what it was.
Yeah, it was just one day, but it was as if Dorothy Mantooth took me to the People's Court. I guess to have another dinner.
No, she was suing
you for a follow-up date.
No, she was suing you for $5,000 because you never called her again.
Oh, okay. See, you know better than I.
I just watched it.
It's all disposable to me.
No, the best part is she shows up to court in a neck brace.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just great.
So dramatic.
So Anchorman, I mean, the cast there, it reads like your improv class. Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, Christina Applegate, Fred Willard, Chris Parnell, Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, Fred Armisen, Adam McKay. These are all your buddies. I'm assuming you don't have to audition for a role like that.
Oh, no. The first one I absolutely had to audition.
Really?
Because this is before, yeah. That was Adam's first picture, and Will had not, become a huge star yet. And so, yeah, I auditioned.
Do you have any idea who else was in the running for the champ kind?
Brad Pitt?
I don't. I don't.
It's probably Brad Pitt.
I know it was between me and three other guys, and Adam and Will didn't push because that would have polluted it. If they say we want this guy, the producers probably would have said, well, not that guy. So it was clean. It was nice, yeah.
So it has to be their idea.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's funny. So do you actually know who the other guys were? You just don't want to tell us, or you don't know who they were?
Come on, David.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe that. But are there other roles where you're like, I keep losing out to goddamn John C. Reilly, or I keep losing out to Larry the Cable Guy?
No, I never think in terms of losing out to somebody. There's only one person in your way, and it's yourself.
Yeah. Did you guys know while doing it this is going to be a monster?
I thought so, but it wasn't. It wasn't a blockbuster in the theaters. It only made $84 million.
What?
You know, at that point, the benchmark for a hit was 100 million. So it only made 84, and it was later on DVD and cable that it became this, phenomenon.
No kidding. I would have thought that was just like, wouldn't you have, Jay?
No, not out the gate. No.
Yeah, I knew that. I actually knew that. But then what did it take 11 years or something to get number 2 going, right?
Yes, so it'll be 11 more before there's 3.
Yeah, there will be a 3 then. We've got it from David Koechner.
There you go.
There will be an Anchorman 3, right?
Yeah, I've got all the power.
Okay.
Do you think that there's any chance you guys would do a third installment?
I would do it. Who knows? I mean, you never say no.
Yeah.
So yeah, possibly.
Does your life change dramatically? Like, do you notice a big difference when a movie like that comes out? And maybe it's not the biggest blockbuster ever, but it's a big movie. And now obviously it's huge. Do you notice a difference just walking down the street and stuff?
At that point, I can't. I don't know. It might have been a couple years later. I can't remember exactly.
A couple years later, then all of a sudden people started to recognize you more.
It's gradual. It's not all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's not like one day to the next.
Yeah.
It's a gradual thing. Is you get a bigger library or a canon of work. Then people start going, hey, that guy. They don't say David Koechner, of course, because nobody knows who I am.
Well, anyway, what roles are you most proud of? Did you have the most fun on? Is it working with your buddies? Is it something we might not be aware of?
Oh, well, Anchorman's very special, of course. Cheap Thrills is a fantastic film that is it's not a comedy. It's a dark thriller with comedic undertones. I really like that one. Extract, Mike Judge film.
Dude,
was a
love
fun role. I played this really annoying neighbor. It was so awesome.
You are so annoying, and I love it. Nathan, the neighbor.
It was so much fun.
And Jason Bateman, how fun is he to work with? Please tell me he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. A terrific straight man.
Yeah. That whole, like, he just wants to get away from you so bad. He's in the he just hopes to God his dorky neighbor Nathan is not out on the front yard, and you refuse. It's like one more thing, you just won't leave him alone. And
he's absolutely unaware.
Just so clueless that you're trying to get him to go buy in on tickets for a dinner that you and the wife want him and his wife to go to, and it's $40, and then it's just so funny. And then
that was a delight.
And Kristen Wiig, when she snaps and kills you,
well, he spontaneously dies, and we don't know why. Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is just like.
Did he die of sadness, loneliness? What was it?
Well, I'll tell you how you died.
I mean, who knows, right?
Well, no, Kristen Wiig is just like, you are a loser. No one likes you. No one wants to go to your stupid dinner, and he's overwhelmed, and he just has a heart attack on the spot.
So, perhaps he died of self-realization.
Yes. She's got to be a fun one to work with.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My favorite thing on that film was when I could get her to laugh.
Is that hard to do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's a pro. So, when you get it's they know the lines, but if you deliver it different than they expected, then you might get a laugh. That's so much fun.
Who's probably the easiest of the ones we'd know to get a laugh out of?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I mean, Carell.
Jimmy Fallon, I guess.
Jimmy.
No, Carell. Carell's a pro. He's a rock.
He's tough to make crack.
Oh, he's a rock, man. He's the best.
Did you like working with Sacha Baron Cohen, Talladega Nights? Yeah,
he's awesome. He's very cool.
Yeah.
And very, very bright. He's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is some of our. I mean, Borat. The Borat movie alone is cinematic genius. And you're doing work now with Bill Burr, F is for Family.
Yeah, that is an amazing show. Have you watched it?
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. Bob Pogo.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Burr is just incredible. And Mike Price runs the show. Yeah, that thing. You talk about laughing. I can't even get through it.
Yeah.
When I'm recording. Yeah.
It's really good satire on a 70s airline. Everything's kind of. There's just a little racial tinge behind everything, racist tinge.
Oh yeah,
and
it's culturally relevant.
Yeah. So I hope you guys will continue doing that for a while.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. How did that come about? Have you known Bill for a long time?
I have. I met Bill. I don't know. Time goes. I don't know, 8 years ago or something like that. And he's just a fantastic fellow. And they asked me to do the show, so I was more than happy to do it.
It's kind of cool too that Vince Vaughn is part of that, and also Peter Billingsley is. I don't know if he's producer.
They produce the show.
Okay. I mean, it's just weird. There's Peter Billingsley famously as Christmas Story is the lead in that movie.
Maybe you can settle something for us here, David. I've contended that Peter Billingsley was poorly cast as Ralphie in A Christmas Story. Agree or disagree?
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, come on, David.
Thank you.
He was perfectly cast.
Oh, he should have been kind of a cooler kid, in my opinion. I think the kid who put his tongue on the pole should have been Ralphie.
Link could not have played Ralphie.
He could have.
Get out of here.
I feel like Ralphie was too dorky or something.
You're insane. You know who was, though? Here's another one. One that I do think was miscast in A Christmas Story was the father. He was too old.
The old man.
Yeah.
Really?
Agree, David?
Yes. Come on, think about it.
No, I disagree. The movie works. People love the movie.
I know they do. I'm not saying
Gavin McLeod, right?
It can always be better. Can always be better. And the dad was way too old for these kids. He had like an 8-year-old and 4-year-old kid.
To Hollywood. You guys greenlit The Office, then shut it down. You're recasting movies that have become heartfelt classics for everybody.
It could be better. It could always be better.
I'm talking to a couple of contrarians, I believe.
Yeah, I'd love to be an actor, but maybe that's my calling. Is I need to be calling the shots.
Yeah,
rearrange. Recast.
Get out here.
One of the things we won't take too much more of your time here, but Waiting with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Justin Long, Anna Faris, you're Dan, the manager there at the restaurant. Dane Cook's in that. Now we've got a guy here that works with us, and he was
inspired by this.
He was waiting tables about the time that this movie came out and was a hit. And we've got one of our advertisers. They own a bunch of restaurants: Twin Peaks, Red Robin. Our friend here, Eric, who can say hi in a second, was working for this fine family at one of their Red Robin establishments when he decided to do the the male nudity, the frontal male nudity challenge.
Oh boy!
Inspired by your movie. If you want to know what kind of influence you guys are having,
I have a role in the movie.
David, it's your movie.
It's your movie. When I think Waiting, I don't think Ryan Reynolds or Anna Faris. I think David Koechner.
David Koechner.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so this young man was did full frontal nudity in front of a manager, was fired, and is permanently for life banned from Red Robins.
Yeah.
Seems appropriate.
Say hi, Eric.
Jesus.
He's a big fan, David.
Hey, how's it going?
That's not in line with the health code, Eric.
I will say, I was telling Jay before you came on here, though, honestly, you played that restaurant manager perfectly. I've worked at a few restaurants, and it couldn't have been better.
As have I. That was an amalgamation of several managers that I'd worked with.
Yeah, the short sleeves, the short sleeve dress shirt.
The ill-fitting clothes.
Yeah.
The faux confidence.
Well, yeah, then showing you're right. You have this thing where you get the car towed away, so you're wielding the little power you have of the manager of this restaurant.
Oh, such a small life, such a small man.
Yeah, I know.
And completely unaware that everyone hates him.
Yes, exactly. He's moving up the corporate ladder, but they've always got these, they're trying to dress the part of respectable guy, but they don't make enough money to buy like nice shoes or pants. It's always kind of just like, I see what you're going for, but it's just kind of tacky.
They wouldn't know what nice shoes or pants are.
I know. Did you have any idea that Ryan Reynolds was going to turn into the absolute beast in Hollywood he is right now?
Yeah, you can never tell. You can never tell.
Can't you call him up and be like, dude, Deadpool 3, come on. You got to have something for me.
I think that's your job.
Give me his number.
As far as I can tell from this conversation, you guys are taking over Hollywood.
Well, we're trying.
How
about you give me his cell? I'll call him. I'll be like, look, Ryan, Koechner's perfect. Get TJ out of there.
TJ Miller out.
TJ Miller's gone.
Koechner's
in, and this thing's going to be huge.
Yeah. Bobby, we just talked to Koechner.
This is hard for me to admit. I don't have his number.
Why not? Don't tell me he's changed it since you guys filmed Waiting.
Is that a philosophical question?
Sort of.
I want David Koechner's number. I mean, he should want your number, and you should want his.
Apparently you have my number because you guys called me.
I know. You're gonna, the next call you make on this very phone line is gonna be to poor Alicia going, What was up with those guys you made me talk to?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, we should mention David.
But anyway, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's better than church, gang. My show
Good.
is better than church.
It's Ridley's.
How's that for an endorsement?
It's perfect. I hope you're better than church. You know, we should all be going, but it's not the most entertaining place to be. So Ridley's Comedy Castle is, though. I'm telling you, you're gonna love the place. You'll love Mark. You've got one show, as you mentioned, Thursday at 7:30. 2 shows Friday. 2 shows Saturday. If you're looking for tickets, 248-542-9900. ComedyCastle.com for all info. And lastly, what else can we look forward to in 2019? You got anything we should be on the lookout for?
Just more Goldbergs and Schooled, and then a new show called Bless This Mess. Start shooting it next month.
Very good. Thank you so much for the time, David. Next time we'll ask you about meeting your wife at the airport. We'll go down that.
I love it.
Okay.
Thanks, David.
Thanks,
All
buddy.
right. Thanks, guys.
Have fun this
peace.
weekend.
All right.
Oh, pretty good guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty good guy. Do you want to see really quick before we're running late here, but you want to watch the video we were talking about of him as Nathan, the annoying. He's the neighbor that doesn't know. We all know someone in your life like this, right? I used to have a neighbor like this, and it was like I'd pull in when I lived in Berkeley, and I'd pull in my driveway from
do
work.
the fake cell phone call.
That's where
right?
I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like he was in the backyard. I was not, a couple times it was great. And it's like I've been out here for a half hour talking about nonsense with this, retiree. And then it was like, just do the whole wave and finally.
It's a great
what are you
move.
gonna do? Yeah, and then, well, catch you later. And so anyway, here's David Koechner playing Nathan, and he's Jason Bateman's neighbor.
He's waving it.
Oh shit!
Hey, Joel. Glad I caught you. How have you been?
I'm in such a hurry right now, Nathan.
Yeah. You been busy?
Yes, very, very, very busy. And I'm so busy right now, I got to go make a phone call. I got to call the office before they all leave for the day.
Yeah. Hey, listen, real quick, while I've got you here. What are you guys doing November 17th?
On the 17th, I think that we're out of town.
Oh, yeah? Where are you going? Wait a minute. I'm at the 7th.
Oh.
You guys will definitely be in town then, right?
Yep.
Great. Leslie and I are going to this dinner. It's an annual thing. We go every year with the Rotary Club. It's for charity. It's just a whole lot of fun. And we would like to invite you and Susie to be our guests at our table.
Nathan, I don't think that that's something that we're going to want to do.
Oh. Really? Why not? It's a lot of fun.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Susie doesn't like going to those kinds of things.
Wow. Threw his wife under the bus.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know anybody, and she gets really uncomfortable.
Oh, it's not like that.
Sure it is.
No, she won't feel uncomfortable. It's not formal or anything.
Oh, Nathan,
It's
take a hint.
just
Yeah,
a real loose bunch.
I
Tell you what, why don't we do this? I'm going to go ahead and buy those tickets since they're going to sell out fast. You talk to Susie, see what she
Should I just
says.
watch?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have Leslie give her a call. You know how it is when the wives start talking. I can almost.
We're going to talk about this later. Got to make the call.
Awesome.
No, he's racing up the driveway. Hold on, it's almost done. Just get in the fucking garage. Get in the garage and shut the garage. Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, Joel, I almost forgot. The
I love
tickets
Jason
are
Bateman playing with the
$40 a plate. Now,
thing
I know
here,
that's
the
a
garage
little
door
bit
closer.
steep, but the food is fantastic. So that's $80 total. There's no tax
Nathan,
or
I
anything.
really got to get inside and make this phone call. You and I are going to talk about this some other time, okay?
You go do that. Hey, Joel, if you want us to look out after the house while you're gone or anything, we can do that.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, where are you guys going anyway?
We're going on vacation.
Gosh, I tell you, Leslie and I would love to go on a vacation with you guys.
I gotta go.
All right, then.
I appreciate it, Nathan. Thank you so
You
much.
do your thing.
Both of those guys are awesome.
Oh, Joel, one more thing.
The garage door's closing up. There's a quick scene at the. Play the other one really quick, E, that I gave you.
The death.
Have you ever seen this? Extract is the name of the movie.
No.
He works at
really good. Honestly.
Jason Bateman. It's a Mike Judge film. He owns a vanilla extract company.
Okay.
That's what they make.
I got it right to where he's about that.
So Kristen Wiig plays Bateman's wife, and she's had it. And this is the part we were talking about where he's like, he didn't remember how he died.
Right.
Yeah, this is how he dies.
Hey, did you get a chance to write that check?
Nathan, Joel and I are not going to that dinner. Okay?
Gee, I wish you would have told me that before I went and bought those tickets.
Joel never agreed to it, and neither did I.
Well, it sure sounded like you guys were coming. I mean, Leslie was going to talk to you about it. You don't return our calls. I mean, I already bought those tickets, and they're non-refundable. I really wish you guys had been a little more clear with me.
He's got the cell phone thing too.
Well,
clip.
then, let me be clear with you now. When we say things like, I don't think so, or I'm not sure, or we close the door in your face, that means no. Why can't you get that?
Well, it's...
Shut up, okay? Let me be even more clear with you, Nathan. We don't like you. Is that clear enough for you? You're dull, you talk too much, you never listen, you're always in our yard. I don't know what the hell you're barbecuing over there, but it stinks. You lay out in your front yard and listen to your car radio. You are the worst neighbor in the world. We don't like you. Is that clear enough for you, Nathan? Is that clear? Shut up!
Down
He
goes
dropped
Nathan. Drops dead.
Oh, Nathan.
Yeah,
that was harsh.
Isn't that such great characters though, playing off each other? Anyway,
check that out.
Yeah, let's take a quick time out and Ghostbusters. They're redoing Ghostbusters or adding to it. I don't think they're redoing it. I think they're continuing the story or something. We'll,
Bad idea.
Kind of agree. So we'll get into the details really quick about that. Get some email and more. So be back in a moment.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show with Mike and Jay. Of course, Biggie is here. And I believe in a few hours, the Grind Time crew is coming over here to do a
Very good.
new episode of Grind Time podcast with Darren McCarty, and Tim, and Perry. So that'll be fun and exciting. I love having a house full of people.
I've heard Darren is a 4-time Stanley Cup winner.
Get out of here! I didn't know that. I didn't know that. No,
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Absolutely.
Are you sure? Can you bring that?
I'm
Yeah,
certain
that seems
of it.
like a really brash thing to say. Just
He won
out of a
4
break
Stanley
like that.
Cups.
4 Stanley Cups.
I didn't even know he won 1. Are you
4.
kidding me? He's never brought one over here. So I don't know. If he brings one of the 4 cups over here tonight, maybe I'll believe you. But I don't know. I hadn't heard that. Anyway, right before the break, mentioned Ghostbusters.
Bad idea, Mike.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I told you not too long ago, the Sweet Pie and I watched both Ghostbusters 1 and 2. We didn't watch the one with the ladies, but we watched the 2 with Bill Murray at all. And boy, I don't think those held up.
Yeah, I watched it recently too. Beth and I watched it because when we were in New York, went to that library where a lot of those scenes were shot.
Okay.
From the movie, the lion on the, all the big New York City library or whatever. And so it was cool seeing like, oh yeah, I remember that, the ceiling in the library and the steps in front of the big blah blah, all that stuff. So it wasn't terrible because I remember you saying that.
Number 2 was terrible. I will say number 2, terrible.
I'm not sure I ever saw number 2.
Okay.
I mean, was that made years after?
I don't think it was that many.
Oh.
I mean, I can hear.
Number 1 was, it was really good at the time, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I think a lot of it is Bill Murray's shtick.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people still presently like him. They love how he checks in on weddings unannounced.
Oh, yeah.
His shenanigans on the golf course and so forth. That's fun.
Yep.
But dude, a lot of what he does on screen is just subtle Bill Murray-isms.
Yes.
And it's very 80s.
Yeah, it is very 80s. You see that throughout cinema history, and whether it's news, reporters. Yeah, see, we're going down there. The sock hop going on this afternoon. Like that guy. They're dated, but it's like, oh, everybody's got to talk like that. See, yeah, Christopher Columbus sailed the sea. That thing. And in movies, there was like this whole, like shticky thing that they did early on in cinema. They just couldn't be themselves, and we're coming out of that. Movies are way more natural and realistic now. But in the 80s, you had a lot of that kind of hammed up, what, boing, kind of shit. And Bill Murray, was really good at that kind of slapsticky, over the top overacting. And I think that's what is so dated about a lot of that.
Yeah.
Kind of chasing after the girl. Damn, woman.
So him and Aykroyd, and remind me who else is.
If you could get Harold Ramis in this one, would you be up for it?
Oh yeah, Harold Ramis.
Yeah, he's dead, so I don't think they're. Although it is Ghostbusters, maybe the ghost of Harold Ramis comes back. Yeah. So it is in the works. Entertainment Weekly got the exclusive on this. That Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, will be directing and co-writing this film. So yeah, Ivan Reitman did it originally. I've always thought of myself as the first Ghostbusters fan when I was a 6-year-old visiting the set. How cool would that have been?
Oh man,
as a 6-year-old, I wanted to make a movie for all the other fans. This is the next chapter in the original franchise. It is not a reboot. What happened in the 80s happened in the 80s, and this is set in present day.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's good too. Instead of just trying to retell the original story, Sony Pictures says it's summer 2020 and they'll start shooting soon. They haven't revealed anything from the plot, and we don't know any of the
Rick
new
Moranis
characters.
be in it? He hasn't done shit for 10 years.
Well, what was the story there? His wife died or something, and then
I think so.
Is that what it was? Yeah, and he's just like, I'm gonna be a dad now.
He did what we always talk about. You got several $1 million banked. Like, why not just hang it up and enjoy, man?
Dude, and if you look at his list of credits and those, I mean, he was the leading guy in all those Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, yeah. It was quite a franchise.
Oh, it made him a shitload of money, though.
Yeah.
He never has to work again. So there are going to be a lot of new characters. We don't know whether Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, he was the
the black guy.
Yeah, the black guy, the fourth Ghostbuster that really doesn't get the respect that he deserves.
Well, he came in later, right? He was hired halfway through when business picked up.
Yep. It's kind of like Pat Smear joining Nirvana.
Right.
You know what I mean? You come in for
He's
Unplugged.
there in a lot of pictures. You're like, who's that guy again?
People think of Nirvana just as a 3-piece, though. No offense to Pat.
Pat Smear, not Pap Smear.
Yes,
Pat
exactly. Smear. You think that was done on purpose? The whole Pat Smear thing?
Maybe.
Sure. So we have a lot of wonderful surprises, new characters for the audience to meet. He says the female Ghostbusters movie that Paul Feig did, he's got to be politically correct about this.
Oh boy, here we go.
They started their story from scratch, unconnected to the earlier film, so it will not have any ties to this new one. I have so much respect for what Paul created with those brilliant actresses. And would love to see more stories from them. However, this new movie will have its own trajectory following the original.
Can't say enough.
I
how
mean-
much the women's one. Great.
Just I want more character development. I want to see where these women go.
Not in mine. Not in mine.
That was Kristen Wiig too, right? And Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy and who's the big
chick
black
we,
chick?
we ended up seeing her vag, unfortunately, right?
Oh God, they had made her butthole too.
Yeah, somebody posted video of her butthole and vag.
She
Oh,
was
that
the
was
one
troubling.
that tweeted during the Olympics, and everyone thought it was so hilarious that they flew her to the Olympics as a correspondent. Leslie,
Sure. Yeah, Leslie something. I don't remember that.
from SNL. Yeah,
That tweet.
yeah, yep. Leslie.
I don't remember that.
She's
but
the chick from SNL, the big
yeah.
black chick that joined. So he says he grew up Reitman here, the younger kid. His dad was really surprised, like, holy shit, he wants to take the franchise. And Ivan says, boy, oh boy, I got to tell you, he started laying out the storyline to me, and tears. I was laughing so hard.
Oh boy, I hope so.
Yeah,
I'll go see it, honestly, because I do like the Ghostbusters that much. And if it's technically continuing, like, this thing happened in the 80s and now the ghosts are back, I guess, I'll watch it. It'll probably suck, but I'll watch it.
What was the green ghost name? What's his name?
Slimer.
Slimer. Do you need Slimer in it? Do you need Stay Puffed?
Well,
No, Stay Puffed was a one-time thing, man.
yeah, he was a
wasn't
bad
even-
guy for one time.
Well, yeah, and he got blown up, and he was done. He didn't even appear in number 2.
Well, actually, I guess he wasn't
What was
the
it?
bad guy. He was against their...
No,
No, he was, but he
shut
wasn't.
up.
I mean...
Stop it, E. You're talking too loud, too fast. Stay Puffed. What was it? I'm trying to give the plot thing away. I don't want to spoil it.
It was a
people.
thing of their imagination. They were sitting there and they just said,
No, you go ahead.
well, that's... They're sitting there at the final thing, and then they find out that basically, like, they need to make their minds blank, because anything that comes to their mind is gonna be what destroys them. And all of a sudden, he starts coming down there, and what's the fat one? Probably Aykroyd.
It was
They're ju-
Aykroyd.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, I couldn't help it, or something.
Yeah, thought of Stay Puffed.
Yeah, you said that more eloquently than I would have, so I'm glad
It
you
was
jumped
well
in there.
put, E.
Well put.
Well, I really like the Ghostbusters. As you know, I went around
You
my
were
neighborhood.
one, I know.
Right, I was basically an honorary
Busting
Ghostbuster.
ghosts.
Right.
Nerd running around
Door
by
to door.
himself.
Yeah,
His
I said I
cardboard.
had my face painted.
I didn't have my face painted. I
I
wore a
thought you-
kiss mask, dude.
Okay.
Much younger than you. Anyway, let's go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, hey everybody, Hammond Pub, they recently rolled out a new menu, as you know, so try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts, Korean steak tacos, chicken share, or
Chevry.
the big brisket sandwich. Or you could start your day with an award-winning Backyard Mary Bloody Mary, and of course you can get these fine pieces of culinary delights
Sure.
at all 5 Hammond Pub locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. And if you would like to write into the show, send us your thoughts to email@detroitcast.com, everyone.
Can I mention really quick, because a few things got mailed to us, Jay, that I don't know if we've mentioned.
Dude, I meant to mention that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Which one were you going to mention?
No, we just got we got a lot of stuff around the holidays that I'm not sure we personally thanked people for.
Yeah.
So just I do want to thank everybody for everything that was sent.
We should put pictures out there or something, because I think it's Jim Fox. He's done all those memes over the years of us for different episodes and whatnot. He put together the coolest book, like hardcover book,
Yeah.
with all those memes in it. And it's really fucking cool, man. It really is. And then I mentioned Tim Peterson with the posts. He also dropped off a book about Donald Trump quotes or something. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to read it though, but we do appreciate it, you guys, when you send.
And
stuff
there's
in,
other
so.
people too, and their names are escaping me right now, but we do
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yep. If we find the stuff, it's around here somewhere, but we can mention it later.
Before we get to email proper, Mike,
Oh,
Mike, this is not what you're thinking. This is a holiday season's greeting card from none other than Jerry. Our friend Jerry writes
From
in.
the Jacks?
Yeah. Greetings, podcasters. Kara tells me Mike had the gall damn nerve to get his gallbladder removed. Where will the gall come from now?
God.
I guess Jay and Eric will have to come up with some humor.
Hello, Eric.
I left a piece of my heart in Detroit, says Jerry, and sometimes I imagine a return to the gander hands, which would be some of the same and plenty of different, I suppose. Love to you all, Mike, Jay, Eric, and Beth, and bow wows to the quadrupeds. Best wishes and jolly blessings from your dog tour in San Francisco. Woof and meow, Jerry Z.
Oh, thank you, Jerry. We're kicking around some ideas with old Jerry.
Yeah,
He doesn't
kicking
even know yet, but just off the record,
kicking around some ideas.
Perhaps we're just kicking the tires on this used car over here. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now on to email. Matt writes in.
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Perfectly stated. Matt writes in, hey guys, down here in Nashville for work, and I decided to check out Kid Rock's bar that you spoke of a few Psalms ago. If I remember right, Jesus, you got these? If I remember right, there were people outraged about his sign that had a guitar that looked like a chick's ass. Well, looking at it in person, it's only a small banner sign on the 3rd story of the bar. There's a large banner sign in the middle of the building hanging from the 2nd story. I can't believe there's any outrage over that sign. I've included some pics for you of the outside and inside. The place is huge, or humgorous, as some tard might say. Later, fags! Yeah, this looks like a very temporary sign, doesn't it?
Didn't we see a big 20-foot neon one?
I thought we saw
the
neon, dude, unless that was like artist rendering or something.
No, I don't think so, because it got approved by the board, and then people were outraged.
Hey, we got boots on the ground, dude. Boots on the ground.
That's true.
Says that this is all that's there right now, so maybe there was some sort of...
See if you can bing it, E, because I'm almost positive that was not an artist rendering. Maybe it was.
I think you're right, dude. I think that was what I thought. It looked very real to me.
Because we could see the whole block.
This is such much ado about nothing. There's so much going on in this sign. Honestly, if you're afraid of a little kid seeing the portrayal of a woman's ass, I'm not sure a kid would even look at that and know what it is.
Was it always a donkey's ass, though? Because that's a donkey ass right there, not a woman's.
I don't think that we did look at a real sign. I think this is the one we looked at personally, but
it is.
Dude,
but
I could swear we looked down the block and saw a neon. Or maybe you found a block scene. I think I just found kind of like an example of downtown Nashville.
I think that's what I'm thinking.
Because Mike, you were remembering. Oh yeah, they've got tons of huge neon signs.
Yeah,
and this will fit in with those. Yeah, maybe.
But wasn't it a woman though, not a donkey?
It is a woman.
It's like, look at here's
the bottom of the guitar, man.
That's that's her butt. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Oh my God, it's an H-word tonk. Kid Rock's H-word tonk.
I know it sucks, but tonk just sounds ridiculous. Well, almost needs the racist honky in there.
Tim writes in, on your left, this pertains to my grievance about bikes scaring the shit out of me when I'm running on the trail. And I'm running along, got the headphones on low, just running. I'm in the groove. And then all of a sudden, there's a biker just appearing in my direct periphery and exclaiming, on your left! I'm like, fuck! I jump out of my skin, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've almost herniated myself on occasion.
I'm telling you, man, there's ways to stop this behavior. As soon as you hear on your left, you just lift your left arm up. And just clothesline. You just go, oh, shit, you said I just heard left. And I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Or
sorry about that.
Broomstick handle to the front tire.
Yes. Right into the spokes.
Well, Tim apparently is getting a little payback. He says, hi, Mike. Hi, Jay. Hi, Homo. Jay, I just wanted to let you know that because of your grievance months ago about the bicycles and on your left, I've started a new trend. Anytime I pass someone on a bicycle riding in the street, I roll down my car passenger side window and yell, on your left! The looks I get are priceless. It startles the shit out of them.
Yeah,
awesome.
Well done,
great.
Timothy.
I'm fully in support of people yelling out the car window. I love it.
How do you guys feel about people riding their bikes on the wrong side of the road, like coming towards traffic instead
it's
of
not how you're supposed to do it, but it's how I would do it.
That's how I would too,
dude,
man.
It's self-preservation. I understand why they're
when you
doing
run, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Other side of the road.
Yeah. I like seeing what's coming at me.
It's not legal, but
it goes to my whole notion of rowing has been done wrong all this time because you have to row backwards.
Both of you homos row backward.
It's just dumb. It's dumb. I want to see where I'm going, man. That's why I row the way I row and I bike the way I bike.
Do you know how inefficient that is?
I know. Well, someone needs to redo the rowing system. Needs to be upgraded.
You're pushing oh my God. Picture that, everyone. The rowboat.
But you have to sit here like this.
Sitting there like,
dude, it's efficient. It works. You're pulling,
Hold
man.
on. I don't know which way do I go to turn around.
God, you guys are going the wrong way in a rowboat.
Yeah.
This looks so dumb. Save the rest for tomorrow.
All right, let's get out of here. Enjoy Grind Time tonight if you want to tune into that, grindtimepodcast.com. And thank you for joining us. Thanks to David Koechner, too. Hope he had fun with us. We had a lot of fun with him. Go to Ridley's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They got multiple shows. Just call them up. 248-542-9900. Get your tickets while they last. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God.